Scott Golden, Golden Opportunities Coaching, and the @PO Perception Twitter account. Welcome to those of you who are new. Subscribe, like, and rate this video. Comment if you like. Today we're going to talk about everything working out in your favor. You know, every action we take, we wonder. And as I work with people all over the world, they say, what if this doesn't work out? The misnomer is that there's ever a time or space in time where something cannot work out. That is to say that it's not working towards something bigger, towards your expansion, towards your growth, towards your development, towards a new focus, towards a focus that allows you to be more of yourself, towards a meaning that will give you new inspiration, towards things that you really want out of life in a new way. And at the end of the day, most often what happens is we limit ourselves because we think that if something doesn't work out, we can't recover. But it is the art of recovery and the belief in recovery that gives you the way things go. You go to a place of deep understanding. You go to a place of deep, complete understanding that you need to be able to go to a bigger and better place with all things. Everything is working out for you, even the circumstances that you don't think are working in your favor. The end of a relationship can be a really hard time, but realize and recognize that 1 out of 7.5 billion people doesn't define your ability to be successful, doesn't define your ability to be good, doesn't define your ability to be happy. Or moving on from a job can be painful for some people because they're looking and they say, if I don't have this money, if I don't have this level of understanding that, you know, I can do something better than I used to, or that I will lose this money, or that I will lose the prestige. But there's never loss. There's only growth and reuse and reassignment of your skills, talents, and abilities. Now, that's not to say we shouldn't enjoy our relationships. It's also not to say that you shouldn't, appreciate everyone as they are. But everything is working together for your highest good. Even the things and the moments where you have frustration teach you about your resilience. They teach you about your ability to overcome obstacles. They teach you about your ability to expand. And when you begin to understand that even the things that are uncomfortable are working together for you, not to teach you lessons as though you need to be punished, but instead to teach you lessons of focus, that what you're focused on will beget the energy that you put into the world. It will beget what it is that's going to come into your life. It will beget what it is that is really going to lead you to a place of expansion, growth, and value. And when you begin to understand that everything is working out for you in every moment of every day, you also then begin to understand that when you focus on what is working and how it's working and how it could be working and how you're opening to new things and how you're growing into new ways. And when you begin to know that money and or relationships are just exchanges of energy and focus and meaning that you give them and actions that you take, and that every moment of every day is an opportunity to take new actions and reevaluate your progress, reevaluate your process, eliminate anything that isn't working for you, expand on those things that are causing you to grow, expand on the things that bring you joy and peace and serenity and a sense of purpose and a sense of internal wealth. Because I'll tell you something right now, you could make $1 million, but if you have no peace in what you're doing, you might as well have $1 left to your name. And you can have the label of relationship, but if you have no joy in that connection, again, you will have no peace unto your name. Peace comes when understanding of growth is at the helm of what you're trying to accomplish. Peace comes when you begin to understand that contribution to others, to the world around you, your local community, as well as your fellow human beings, is the center of why you are here. Now, sometimes that contribution's a hug. Sometimes that contribution is a kind word. Sometimes that contribution is a $5 or $20 or $100 bill. Sometimes that contribution is a listening ear. But those thrivers' needs, those needs at which you are growing and going in a meaningful way, are the proof that everything is working out for you. When something doesn't go the way we intend, we often blame, well, if this had happened, then I'd be here. But if that had happened, you'd be in a completely different parallel reality where whatever is going on would be different than everything that would come after it. So every action is aligning for you to grow and know yourself in a new way. Finding the oneness and the wellness that is in the ability to begin to understand yourself as an ever-evolving being that can learn and grow through every experience, even the uncomfortable ones. You know, the old saying, no pain, no gain. Sometimes the most painful things are when we gain the most inner knowledge and truth. And also, every time we go through an experience, our inner voice will guide us into what feels and what is right for us to do next, what we should do. That you go to a place of deeper understanding of what you need to accomplish. You go to a place of deeper understanding of what you want to accomplish. And then in that moment of accomplishment, you really begin to look at everything differently. You look at the things that were holding you back a year ago or a month ago or several months ago as ways to begin to understand yourself in a new and fascinating way. This is the art of retelling yourself a new story. This is the art of retelling yourself a story that is not limited by what you've lost, but only, focused by and on what you will gain. Your gains from the ending of a relationship are the freedom to see yourself differently. They are the gain of being able to embrace and truly know and truly experience a desire for something that is expansive, a desire for something that is meaningful. Just because a person left your life doesn't mean your life is over. Matter of fact, that next person that's going to love you for you could be right around the corner. Just because a job ends doesn't mean your talents are gone. So often, when I'm career coaching people, they say something like, what do I do now? And the answer is, find a different way to use the skills that led you to where you are now. And you are one of the people, and you grow to be, what is going on and who you need to be based on how you focus. Understand that everything is working out for you. So often we look at the news and we look at politics and we look at social movements and we fight and we resist and we go in a direction of disagreement with all the political movements and social activism movements and all these things. But each person who is taking on whatever is right for them in the moment in that movement through an act of resistance or finding their path of least resistance, you begin to see that you have a place in the world. Even the things that you are learning now, even if you take an action that you think is wrong or makes you look foolish or makes you look immature or makes you look unable to succeed or makes you look weak or makes you look dumb or whatever, even those actions can be teaching tools. And every time we are in ease with ourselves, we talk about being well and we talk about being sick and we talk about dis-ease. But dis-ease in the body is dis-ease in the mind and the energy first, meaning you are only as unwell as you believe that you are, and those symptoms will show up in your body when you're out of balance. So when you believe that everything is working out for you, when you believe that everything is going together for you, it's a crazy time in your life when you begin to go, a natural disaster can be a time of great loss or a time of great gratitude. It's a time to mourn or a time to rebuild. Everything has two versions of it. The dismissive and restrictive version or the expansive and the growing version. When you begin to understand that even those things that seem insurmountable, the loss of a limb, the loss of a loved one, the loss of due to tragedy, no, that doesn't mean we shouldn't care about it. but it means how can we use this to improve as a civilization, as a source of humanity, as a learning lesson for mankind at this point in time in history. How can we grow from every experience, and how can I realize that the things that are uncomfortable are still working out for me? You know, it's an interesting way to see the world, because then when you're looking for ways that things can benefit you, you're not going to have the time for the complaining. You're not going to have the time for the backbiting and the nostalgia of I wish it was this way, I wish it was that way. That takes so many people away. We look at social media, we look at television, we look at all forms of media, and people are talking about how broken the world is. But if we look and we say, everything is coming together for a reason. Where I am focused is coming together for a reason. Maybe I have a solution to one of the world's challenges. Maybe I have an outlook that can make the world a better place. Maybe I have an uplifting word of encouragement, or a song, or a book, or something that I can give to the world that can help each other's pain and can help other human beings grow. Maybe I can make a difference in a small way. And you don't know that making a difference, here's the interesting thing, and I've learned this through 11 years of coaching, some 12,000 plus people now. You don't know that the life you touch with one simple act of kindness and rightness, and when I say rightness, I don't mean right and wrong, but just helping somebody to find their way again, to upright them. You don't know if that wouldn't affect tens, hundreds, thousands, or millions of lives, because you are exactly where you need to be, or where you're intended to be in every moment. Otherwise you wouldn't be there. And when you begin to understand that every action you take is a reactive force and face in the nature of growth and development, that even the most uncomfortable moments can be moments of inspiration. You know, if someone doesn't have a lot of food growing up, or if someone is an abuse survivor, they will look and go, maybe I can help other people so they don't have to hurt as much as I did. Or they'll go, I'll dedicate time and energy to making sure that other people eat. Or someone who's had a physical abnormality will go and speak to kids about, not taking their life for granted. Everything is working together for you. Even the things that most people would look at and go, ugh, I'm glad that's not me. And I always tell people, when something unfortunate and uncomfortable happens, I always tell people, why not you? Because it can anything can happen to any of us. The blessings and the hardships, they're equal fair game. Life is, at its core, a series of events and experiences that can happen to anyone. Yes, having positive habits will indicate and will lead to positive outcomes, but also unforeseen circumstances and your ability to respond and react to them with strength and grace is a prerequisite for successful living. And when you begin to embrace that prerequisite, when you begin to see yourself as someone who is capable, who's more than enough to handle even the most unexpected tragedy or even the most unexpected betrayal, when you begin to see yourself as capable of that, you will begin to truly live. Because then one of your internal I am statements will be, I am enough. I am enough to handle whatever is in front of me. I may not want to, but I am capable of it. And as I choose to handle that with grace and dignity, other circumstances will come into alignment for me that are better than I ever thought possible. And after that point of healing, greater is coming. When you focus on what is coming rather than where you are, you focus on your ability to keep moving. Remember, each journey happens one step, one moment, 1 second at a time. So make every one count as much as the others. Because when they count, that's where your active plan is. That's where your ability to make a difference is. And that is where you can be a difference maker. Once again, this is Scott Golden. I remind you, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Like, subscribe, comment on this video. If you have a comment you'd like to see, or a video you'd like to see, please mention it in the comments below. And I also encourage you, follow us on Twitter @POPerception. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.